Future World, it's your boy Nightmare 10 once again, and I'm back with some NFL picks. This time the divisional round. Last week was wild card. First things first, got to get something off the way. Bet you I don't recognize somebody different in this video, right? I think you might have seen him before. I don't even remember. Curtis, friend, best friend. But before we get started, I want to go ahead. You want to say something?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm just here to throw my picks in.
All right, he's just here to spit some knowledge.
With my Miami Heat shirt on. Because the Eagles suck.
Didn't the Heat lose last night? Anyways.
Back to Philly.
Jason Lennox, shout out to you. You got the jersey question right in my last sports video. I know I said the next video you'd be getting a shout out, but I figured I'd just wait till the sports video. Jason Lennox, follow him at J Lennox. I don't know how to spell it. It'll be in the description, wherever the description is now in these videos. I think it's down here.
What question did he get right?
He got the Tyler Thigpen. That's what for those of you that didn't know and didn't go back and check, because he was the only one to even try to guess. So. But you got it right. Tyler Thigpen, the Chiefs jersey I was wearing last week.
Why would you be wearing a Chiefs jersey?
Because the Chiefs were playing, and I was just rolling with it.
All right.
All right. That's what I like. We're feeding off each other. Anyways. I got to rock the Patriots this week. Don't got a jersey on, but all right, let's get started. First game. Curtis, go ahead. Saints-Seahawks. I'll start first on this one. I don't think this one's really hard for me because I think the Saints are just not going to win at home. I mean, not at home. On the road against in Seattle. They got crushed. I think the score was 34-7 last time they played. I don't think it's going to be like that, but I think it's going to be I think Saints will make it. Drew Brees is not going to go out there and get embarrassed. I think Saints will have that mindset that they're going to want to get some revenge from that 7-9 team that beat them a couple years ago, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Plus Russell, the teams are totally different at this point, but I guess not totally different, but different enough. Anyway, so I got the Seahawks. I just don't see any way for the Saints to win. Well, not any way, but I got the Seahawks. And I didn't establish this before. We're gonna do something real cool. I heard this on ESPN Radio. We have $1,000 to spend, so when we make our picks, we got to put a certain money value of that $1,000 onto that pick. So for the Seahawks, I'm going to throw out there $250 on the Seahawks. $250. So on to Mr. Statman over here.
I agree with everything you say. I think the Seahawks are going to blow out the Saints. I don't think the Saints stand any bit of a chance. Let me get some stats for you right here. Saints, second against the pass in the regular season. Seahawks 26. I don't think the Seahawks are going to pass the ball much in this game. I think they're going to run it down their throat. The Saints were only 19th against the run, while the Seahawks were actually 4th in rushing. I think the Seahawks are going to control the clock. They're going to be close to 40 minutes in time of possession, and when the Saints get the ball, they're going to be forced to throw. And Seattle was actually number 1 in the NFL in the turnover margin, plus 20. I think they're going to pick off Drew Brees 2-3 times and get a fumble in there, and they're just going to dominate this game. It's going to be tough to beat Seattle in Seattle.
Very tough. And I did read on Twitter that they're going to have the sound. I don't know what the technical word for it is, but the things that measure sound. So they're really going to get the noise volume for us and see how loud it's going to be. But go ahead with your pick. Sorry.
My pick? As I said, my pick, Seahawks.
You got Seahawks. Well, how much money you put on Seahawks?
I would put $150.
$150.
$1,000 if I had to.
Okay, so he's putting $100 less than I am. One thing I wanted to ask you, he's usually good with this. Pierre Thomas, is he playing in this game? I know
not sure. He didn't play against the Eagles.
Okay.
He should be back though. I couldn't imagine him not playing.
I don't think it's gonna be a factor though. Do you? Regardless.
A slight factor, but not much.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so either. So we both have Seahawks. He's throwing 150 on it. I'm throwing 250 on it. So if he loses or if we both lose on that pick, I lose more money technically, I guess. Anyways, on to the game of the weekend, in my eyes. No, honestly, overall, it's probably not the game of the weekend. I think we'll get to that later. But
Patriots
for me, it's the game of the week. Hater. Hey, Eagles made it to the playoffs. That's a step. All right. But I got obviously, I'm going to pick the Patriots in this game. The Patriots, a lot of injuries. Aaron Dobson I didn't think he was going to play anyway, but he just got announced that he's not going to play. Brandon Spikes got put on IR. So we're going to have some random, I think White's going to start at linebacker. It's going to be tough. I think this game could be closer than my heart's going to want it to be. Andrew Luck's been beasted last week, but I don't think the Colts were out of that game. If the Chiefs just run the ball, close it out, I think because they didn't have Jamal Charles, that hurt a lot, so they couldn't throw it. They couldn't run the ball away, the game away, whatever I'm trying to say. But I got the Patriots in this one. I don't need to really go any further than that. As far as money wise, let's see how much I got left, Mr. Mathematician. $750, right? I'll put 200. I'll go a little bit less. I'll go 200. I'm probably going to end up putting way too much money on one of these last games.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we'll go 250. We'll even it out. So I got 500 left. We'll do 250. 250. All right. Yeah. Or forgot the 0. All right. Yeah, I got Patriots. If I give a score, what's the spread in that game, by the way?
Patriots are favored by 7.5 points.
7.5.
Over/under is 52 total.
I would probably take the spread in that one. So
you even know what that means?
That means they cover the spread. Colts will cover the spread, right?
So you're taking the Colts against the spread.
I don't know.
You're taking the Patriots straight up.
Spread, I don't know. The spread completely ruins me. So, anyways, I think it'll be a anywhere between a 3 and 10 point game. If that whatever that does with the spread, I don't know. Go ahead.
All right. well, I don't hate the Patriots as much as I used to. And for the majority of this season, I'd have picked them against anybody but the Broncos. But right now, I got to pick the Colts to win this game. Andrew Luck, man, it's hard. It's like, how can you deal with Andrew Luck, man? You get a 28-point lead, and all of a sudden, I mean, the biggest problem in that Chiefs game was not the Chiefs' offense; it was the Chiefs' defense. And I mean, it's not exactly like the Patriots are going to be like, ooh, scary defense. You know, you're going to be scared to do a lot to them. Aqib Talib, great at the beginning of the season. He's been doing not as great the second half of the season. I mean, and they just lost another linebacker. I believe the Patriots are actually like 4th in the NFL in terms of cap dollars on the IR. So they've got a lot of injuries, a bunch of them on the defensive side. I don't think the Colts. I think the Colts are going to be able to score. While it's in New England, you know, Tom Brady's not what he was 10 years ago. He's still great, but you know, in playoff games, all you need is a little luck.
I would say, oh wow, I would say 10, probably like well, yeah,
it's close to 10
because he wasn't the same quarterback back then, but you know they had a great defense back then. But yeah, I mean, I tell you, if the Colts can run the ball successfully, we might be in a little bit of trouble. We need to run the ball successfully. That's point one.
Colts only 20th running the ball in the NFL during the regular season. Patriots though 30th defending the run.
Yeah, we're 30.
While the Colts might not be great running the ball, the Patriots ain't great stopping.
You ain't got to be that great when you're facing a team that can't stop it.
Of course, Trent Richardson hasn't shown anything, and Donald Brown, you know, anything could happen. I got the Colts. Oh, monetary value. I would put $50 of the 1,000 against this game for the Colts. So I'm not confident.
So he's not confident at all.
The Patriots could win by 30. The Colts could win by 30. Either team could win on a last-second field goal. I got no idea. Not confident in that game at all, but I'm picking the Colts.
Come on, LeGarrette Blount. We need you to run hard. Really don't fumble. That's all I got to say. All right, so we're on to Sunday's games, and I believe, what's the first one?
49ers, Panthers.
That's what I thought.
49ers are favored by 3.
Are favored by 3, okay.
That's crazy. On the road.
On the road.
Favored
yeah, I heard
3.
that. I heard they were favored, but I wasn't
under
sure
42 total points.
Under 42. That's going to be under, for sure. But
I
anyways,
believe so also.
As far as the spread, I don't, you know.
He doesn't even know. So
I do. I don't. I just, my mind is thinking on the picks. Panthers, Niners. You go first on this one.
I'll go first. All right.
We hadn't switched it up.
I think this game is going to be completely defense. Panthers, 2nd against the run, 6th against the pass in the regular season. 49ers, 4th against the run, 7th against the pass. Both teams on offense suck throwing the ball, but are really good running the ball. I've been saying all year, everybody's been dogging the 49ers at the beginning of the season. I was saying all year, wait till they get healthy, man. Just wait till they get healthy. And now they've gotten healthy. I believed in them all along. I picked them last week against the Packers, and I'm picking them this week against the Panthers. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, once they got Michael Crabtree back, that takes Anquan Bolden from the number 1 receiver to the number 2 receiver, and it's just a ripple effect all the way down. I mean, it's kind of like they've upgraded every offensive weapon almost just because Michael Crabtree came back.
They got one back, right?
And the Panthers may be without Steve Smith. Even though it's at home, Carolina's not exactly one of those places where you're like, whoa, home field advantage. So while they're coming off the week of rest, I think the 49ers are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. Like, I doubt, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if the winner won 10-7 or something like that. I think it's going to be a really close game, really low scoring.
Last game was 10-9, Panthers. So I mean, and that was in Candlestick. But so you got
the 49ers.
How much money you got on?
I would put $100.
$100.
So that's $150 on the Saints Seahawks, $50 on the Colts Patriots, and $100 on the 49ers Panthers. So if you know math.
Sorry about that little cut. I got a phone call. Duty calls. So now we're gonna. It's my pick on the 49ers Panthers game. I'm actually also gonna put $100 on the game, but not real money, by the way. But I don't know if we mentioned that. But 100 of my 1,000, I'm gonna put that on the Panthers to win the game. I love Luke Kuechly. I love that defensive line. A guy that, go ahead and say it, Star Lotulelei.
You want me to say that?
I just love saying his name. Well, because that's your boy.
That's not my boy.
He's not your boy. Anyways, nobody's going to understand that. But I just like the Panthers in this game. I like them at home. I understand kind of why the Niners are favored in this game, but I don't know. I don't really have that much evidence. I just think that there are a lot of questions with the Panthers. Something that he didn't mention, this is like the only team that you don't know for sure what they're going to bring and come playoff time. I mean, some teams just aren't made for the playoffs, and when they get to the playoffs, they just can't handle it. So, I mean, it doesn't happen a lot of the times, but it could happen with the Panthers. But I got the Panthers. It's going to be close. I hate to. 100's probably a little bit too much to put on it. Maybe I should have done 50, but I don't want to put too much on the last game. So I'm probably putting too much as it is on the last game. But the Niners are healthy. I think I think the Niners are one of those teams that could definitely be making a run. So if they beat the Panthers, look out in the NFC Championship game. But I'm going to go with the Panthers winning this game. It's hard for me to pick any of these teams to go one and done. And since the Niners won last week, they couldn't be one and done. So I got to go with the Panthers on this one.
All right, before we move on to the next game, in my notes right here, Superman is from Metropolis, not Charlotte. So Cam Newton. Not this year.
LV, you'll like that one. Sorry,
not
buddy.
This year, player.
Not this year, no. But it was a huge turnaround for Panthers regardless if you don't get it done. But now we have the last game, which is?
Chargers, Broncos. Chargers are the underdog. Broncos are favored by 9, over under 55 points.
55 points. Good night.
I think that's what the Saints-Eagles was last week, and they didn't get there.
They didn't get there. I don't think they'll get there either. I think if you don't know this, I'll go ahead and start with my analysis, I guess. The Chargers have held the Broncos to the least amount of points on both occasions, I think. He might not know the stat. I think it's I don't know what the point totals was, but it's the lowest combined for Denver or something along those lines. Just throwing it out there. My stats aren't exactly all together.
I didn't write that stat down.
But right there you go. But anyways, also a random fact. Well, I guess I might let you throw that one out. Don't forget the Chargers stat. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
the stat. Throw it out now.
All right, I'll throw it out now because he's.
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. I'll get it later.
Okay,
go ahead.
You'll get it. All right, he knows what I'm talking about. But anyways, with that stat in mind as well, which when you get to it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But
I'll just go ahead and say it now.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
They might not know.
Go
all
ahead.
right. The last, was it 4 Super Bowl
4 or
winners?
5. I want to say
it's
4
the last
at least.
4. It's the last 4 Super Bowl winners have played against the Eagles and the Eagles' home opener to open the season. This year, that team, the Chargers. They backed into the playoffs. Now they might be the hottest team in the playoffs. Who knows? So, if you're a stats person, there's a stat for you. You're probably not going to like it. Chargers Super Bowl. Done deal. Lock it up.
And no one can say they have. I mean, I guess Chargers fans, if you're really optimistic before the season, but no one had that, and no one has that going into the playoffs either, outside of a Chargers fan. So, I mean, there's a stat right there, but I just don't see the Chargers winning this game. They got a win in Denver in the regular season. I think that's going to be enough to motivate Denver to make sure that doesn't happen. They got to keep Peyton off the field, and it's very hard to do that once, let alone do it again. And that's how they kind of won in their first game. They had long drives. If they can do that, they can win again. But I'm putting the remaining money I have, which I believe is $400.
You don't even know.
I think it's $400. If it's wrong, oh well, whatever's left. But I think it's $400. $400 on the Broncos, man. I just think the Broncos get it done. And we'll host the AFC Championship game against my New England Patriots, and we'll see what happens there. We'll get to that if it happens. But what you got over here?
I got the Broncos too. That would leave me $700 that I would be putting on the Broncos in this scenario. I know the Chargers played them good for 2 games in the regular season, close games both times, but this is the playoffs. This is the last football game one of these teams are going to be playing until August. They're going to leave it all on the line. Peyton Manning, you can talk about him choking in the playoffs all you want, but this is it. His career's coming down, and I don't think there's anything that's going to be able to stop the Broncos' offense. They score 40. It's almost like they cough and score 40 points. And the Chargers, Phillip Rivers is having a great year under Mike McCoy, and Ken Wisenhunt is the offensive coordinator. But and they're gonna have a good game this game too, because the Broncos are 27th against the pass, while the Chargers are 4th passing. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I don't think that the Chargers stand a chance. I would take the Broncos -9 versus the spread, and I take the over on 55. I can see the Broncos scoring. I can see this game easily being like a 49-35 kind of game. And I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to stop Peyton Manning and the Broncos.
And I think honestly, I do think for the second week in a row, it's the Chargers game that ruins the weekend as a whole to be a overall great weekend. Because last weekend, I mean, I didn't see the game. I think you might have watched most of it.
Bengals Chargers?
Yeah, Bengals Chargers pretty much ruined the weekend because it was like 27-10.
Man,
Thanks to Andy Dalton. You have any comments on that game?
I'm not a big Andy Dalton hater, but he didn't have a great game. I mean, just a game like Alex Smith would have easily won that game for the Bengals, I think. I mean, the Bengals had a great defense, but I mean, they just couldn't get anything going offensively. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what hurt them. And I mean, it was still a close game. It's not like the Bengals got blown out or anything like that.
Right. I mean, 17, but yeah, it's not a blowout. I mean,
it wasn't a blowout for like the majority.
For the majority, yeah, they got like touchdown. I remember that. So yeah, so it was barely a 2-possession game towards the end of the game. But so I guess that's it. One thing I will say, I want to throw out there. Do you think Marvin Lewis, with all the playoff problems he's had, do you think it's time for
I think as an Eagles fan, I think Marvin Lewis is in the same boat Andy Reid was in. They made it to the playoffs. He's not going to get fired, but eventually, either next year or the year after that, they're going to have a season where they're only going to win 5 to 8 games and miss the playoffs. And I think that'll be his last year. So he'll be here next year, and as bad as, in my opinion, the Steelers and Ravens, I mean, I don't think they're going to take a big step. The Bengals could easily win the division next year. And, of course, this time next year, maybe Andy Dalton is like one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. You don't know how he's going to progress.
So, but, who knows what his new, what Hugh Jackson will be, I guess, be the new offensive coordinator for him. I don't know if they haven't got a head coach. Well, no, Marvin Lewis will still be the head coach. But, so he's losing Jay Gruden. So, we'll see what happens there. But just want to throw those little stats there, out there. But one thing about Andy Reid, he got to 4 straight NFC Championship games and won Super Bowl. Marvin Lewis ain't got that. He doesn't even have a playoff win. So, so that's the big difference there. But all right, guys, sorry if this video is probably close to about 17 minutes or so. We got a lot out of here. We want to get it out there for you. I know you'll watch it because you watch 30-minute TV shows, so it is what it is. Anyways, it is what it is. If you watch it, you watch it. You don't, you don't. All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy our picks. We'll see you next week. Maybe I'll have him with me again.
Ain't no maybe about it. I'm going to be here.
He said he's going to be here, so we got him. All right.
Maybe.
Enjoy the games. Go Patriots. Peace.